Take a moment to take a deep breath in and exhale and come into the space. I am Schamet Horsfield, and I'm going to give you an Awaken the Oracle Within reading from my new deck. I am over the moon excited to share it with you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Just take a moment to bring your hand to your heart. Come into the space, releasing anything that no longer serves you and your highest and best good. If you are ready to transform your wounds to your wisdom and your wisdom to your superpowers, your psychic superpowers, then you are going to love Awaken the Oracle Within. It is absolutely beautiful. There's the back, and here's the little flap that opens up, and you got all your little guides and guardians surrounding you. And I used a lot of gold and blue because I've had past lives in Egypt, and I just love gold and blue. I live by the ocean, and so the blue of the sky and the water, and then the golden light from the sun is just I get so much energy from the colors of gold and blue. So as you can see, there's a lot of gold and blue going on, and it's beautiful. This is a beautiful, beautiful deck. The frequency is just a really, really high vibration. So this deck is so Wounds to Wisdom Oracle is positive psychology and healing. This one is psychic superpowers and your intuition and clairvoyant abilities. So that is the focus. Both of them are very healing, and both of them are about transformation, of course, because that's the work I do with clients. So you got the gold on the sides, and here's the inside. There's a beautiful golden angel. And again, transform wounds to wisdom, to superpowers. And yeah, so it's so beautiful and such high quality. And, really, like I said before, I've written a book and then the cards go with the book. So you're getting more than just a book about psychic abilities, clairvoyant abilities, and your intuition, but then you're getting the cards as well. And as many of you know, I am getting my degree in psychology at Victoria University. Right now, we're learning about how pictures are the best way for people to learn. Like there's been studies done, statistically speaking, it has been proven that pictures help people with their long-term memory. And it was such an aha moment for me this last week because I was like, no wonder I love Oracle decks so much. It is bringing in that next level, the symbols, the pictures, and bringing it into that working memory, the long-term memory. So it's powerful. So not only do you get a book about how to develop your intuition and your psychic abilities, but you also get pictures, which is so much fun. And just a little note is when you see the animals in the cards, some of you that know me will go, "Oh my God, that's Shemet's cat. That's Shemet's dog." Like the animals are real. I took the images because I'm the architect of the art as well. And so I would take people and animals that are real and digitize them. And so my animals are in both decks actually. So it's a bit of fun. So, these are really, really high quality. I am a perfectionist in a good way, and I put a lot of time, energy, dedication in designing and creating these to be the highest quality deck because I want to feel really proud of them, and I do, and they're wonderful. So I am going to pick a card for you today. So just take a moment, close your eyes, come into the energy. We are made up of energy. Everything is energy. Einstein said that. Everything is energy, and that is that. So, no matter what, where you are in the world right now, as you're listening to this, it's all energy. And if you are here, listening to me speak in this moment, then this reading is for you. So I'm so happy you're here. If you're in the Wellington area, I am actually going to be at the Unity Fair doing readings, and I will have these decks available so you can hold them and you can shuffle them and you can get a reading with me in person. So that's happening this weekend. I'll put the information in the link below. So exciting. I love doing psychic fairs. I'll be doing many of them. And I do plan to go on tour in America, doing a tour soon as well. So go ahead, put your energy into the cards. All right. Just show you the cards. I usually just feel into the energy and then I know, oh, I get told. Ooh, new paradigm priestess. Yay. I love this card. I had a bit of fun with this. I told you that people I know are in these cards. Well, I'm also in the card, and I am the new paradigm priestess, of course. So, new paradigm priestess. It is walking the path of the priestess, the modern day priestess. So there is a hierarchy involved with the high priestess that I personally have never felt resonant with. I have been a priestess for many lifetimes, and those that know me well go, "Oh, of course you have. Like you've been a priestess like ever since I've known you, since you were young, and people that have just known me all my life. They're not surprised." And I have had past life memories of being a priestess in Egypt. And so it is something that is in my soul for many, 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 many lifetimes. When I was in Glastonbury in 2004, I had a high priestess go, you're a priestess. And I said, yeah, I know. I was in my early 20s. And she says, well, I want to train you. And I said, okay, great. I love that. That would be fun. I was very open. I was living in London and, I became friends with everybody in Glastonbury. It was great. I had the time of my life. I didn't like London, so I'd go to Glastonbury like as much as I possibly could. And I made friends with the whole community. Yes, I was that woman at Stonehenge wearing a cape with an owl on my shoulder. And everybody thought we were like part of some sort of performance troupe, and we weren't. We were just, that was us. We were just being who we are in the world. And, so she trained me. But I was already a priestess. And so it was more like a modern day initiation. So back to the difference between the high priestess and the new paradigm priestess is the new paradigm priestess sits in the circle. She's not higher than anybody else. There's no hierarchy because the ego has been developed, right? There's this understanding that nobody else is looking down upon someone else and thinking that they are more spiritually evolved or better or wiser or, we're all at different places. And so, new paradigm priestess is a term that I came up with, and I was doing a priestess training. I'm not doing this right now, but I will be doing it again in the future. Right now, I do my Wounds to Wisdom Oracle training and my Awaken the Oracle Within training. However, I am a new paradigm priestess. So, but new paradigm priestess is about honoring that the rites, the rituals, the ceremony, and you can practice that in your own life, even if you have not been ordained as a priestess, if you have not been trained as a priestess, you can start incorporating rites, rituals, ceremony into your life. But I really like the distinction between new paradigm and the high priestess, just for the fact that I really don't like that spiritual ego when people think they're better because they know more. You can know more. You can actually even have more wisdom, and you don't have to have that kind of spiritual snobbery where you are sitting above someone else. It doesn't resonate with me. So that's why New Paradigm Priestess does. So I'm going to read this to you. 46. Aw. The new paradigm priestess is here to awaken higher consciousness within herself and others. The new paradigm priestess acts as a lighthouse. She holds the light steady through the storms, illuminating the path for others in times of darkness. Aligned with the cycles of nature and the vibration of authentic love, she leads with kindness, compassion, and truth. She is not only envisioning a new paradigm, she is birthing it into being. With each word, each act of love, and each brave step forward, she is weaving the fabric of a new world. So, this is very much my pathway. And what I have found is that the people, like if you are here right now listening to this message, then this message is for you. That is how vibration and resonance work. When you need a teacher, the teacher appears. And I believe with everything within me, everything happens for a reason. So if you are listening to this message right now, you needed to hear this. And, sometimes we can get knocked back when we come up across spiritual ego and that high priestess energy. I have definitely come across face to face, met with that kind of vibration. And to me, the reason why I don't resonate with it is because to me, I'm a lighthouse. It's about kindness, it's about love, it's about humility, it's about meeting people where they are and not looking down on anyone else for where they are in their spiritual development. So, can we remember? And this card, reminds us to be kind, to even when other people are not kind to us, how can we continue to be the lighthouse? How can we continue to be kind and to be loving? And right now, let's face it, things are getting darker and more unkind and more about money and power and all of these things. And so, it can be a bit of a storm. So that new paradigm priestess, she sits in the eye of the storm and she rests in that place and she's the calm. And, again, the lighthouse doesn't chase. It's not a rescue boat. A good friend of mine that is also a channel, her name's Jolie, and she says, and they don't argue with pirates. I love that. I love that so much. Like, let's not get tempted to argue with pirates. And I had to like, really say that like a mantra recently because, well, I met some pirates and I had to step into my lighthouse and step into my power in a bigger way, walk my walk, talk my talk, and figure it out. And I did. And I did accomplish what I set out to do. But Jolie's words of wisdom, don't argue with pirates, just keep shining your light. I'm like, okay, yes, I get it, I get it. Can I do it? It's hard. I just want to say we can be these new paradigm priestesses, leaders, but we are still human and we still have these struggles. I want to read you the shadow of the new paradigm priestess. The shadow of the new paradigm priestess can manifest as self-doubt, perfectionism, or fear of stepping into her full power. She may struggle with boundaries, take on too much responsibility for others, or hesitate to shine her light due to fear of judgment, persecution, and rejection. So, if you're hearing this right now, that could be something that you're going through. The wound associated with the new paradigm priestess is persecution and imposter syndrome. So this world has shamed and blamed and undermined the sacred connection between the divine and women in positions of power and authority. Women are deeply attuned to the universe. As a result, she may feel disconnected from her purpose or doubt her ability to lead and fully embody her role as a priestess. Past wounds, particularly those tied to self-worth, rejection of her gifts, can make her question her path and hesitate to step boldly into her divine calling. So yeah, I have gone through that myself, and that's the reason why I was able to write both this and Wounds to Wisdom Oracle is because I have gone through and each wound, each shadow, I have personally experienced all of them. And that's why I was able to write about them in depth. You will find tools, beautiful tools, beautiful confirmations, wisdom, stories. There's journaling questions, there's an affirmation. And by the way, about affirmations, I know right now people are saying affirmations don't work. I don't think we should throw out the baby with the bathwater. Affirmations do work when you're using them in a way that is constructive. It's like people saying that the movie The Secret, didn't work, or it was part of it. Like affirmations are part of the healing and transformational journey, and they do work because they've worked for me for years. It's how you use them, so it shouldn't be something that is so far-fetched. Like, for example, I have $20 billion in the bank. Well, if you don't have $50 in the bank and you're trying to say that you have billions of dollars in the bank, your subconscious mind and your conscious mind are not going to believe you. And so it's probably not going to just magically come into your bank. I mean, it might, it could. I'm not going to rule it out. However, it's probably not. And so people then say, oh, well, it doesn't work. Well, it does work, but you've got to make the affirmation something that you can lean into, something that might be a little uncomfortable, but not so much that it's like a rubber band. Anna Dea Judith, she uses the analogy of rubber band. You want it to stretch, but you don't want to stretch it so much to where the rubber band snaps. And so my affirmations are tied in with each card and each energy of the work that I'm offering through this whole transformational journey in Wounds to Wisdom Oracle and Awaken the Oracle Within. And so they're very relevant, and they're things that you can say, and you can change them around a little bit too. So they adjust to the energy that you are wanting to embody. So that's the other part of affirmations is you want to embody the affirmation as you're saying it. I love how Tony Robbins does that in he calls them incantations. So an incantation is an affirmation, but he turns it into an embodiment of that affirmation, which I love. So you get to sing it and chant it and bring it into your body and feel it into like every cell of your being as you're saying it. And believe me, it does work, but you have to practice. It's like a spiritual practice. It's like that. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And then you do it because then you believe that you really can. But if you just say, I think I can, but you really don't think you can, and you don't do the work to embody the frequency and the energy and turn it into an incantation, then yeah, it's probably not going to work. But let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let's bring all these tools on. That's what I've done my whole life is it's like all the tools, I bring them all and I use them like an orchestra in my life, and they work when you bring it all together. And Wounds to Wisdom Oracle, which is, I made another video with that, is this one. And it is positive psychology and healing, transforming our wounds to our wisdom and our wisdom into our superpowers. And then Awaken the Oracle Within, which is, I just read from this deck, is psychic superpowers, clairvoyance, and intuition. These are my two decks. I'm a Gemini. I had to create both at once. holistic in that they're bringing in all the different aspects together as a guidebook, a teaching tool to help you on your spiritual awakening journey, your transformational journey. And, I get some people that go, "Oh, they're like tarot cards." No, they're really not. They're oracle cards. They are different than tarot. Very different. I have created my own system of transformation and cultivating wisdom and resilience, psychic superpowers, and the superpowers, like to me, resilience and grace are incredible superpowers. Forgiveness is a superpower. So if you are truly ready to transform your wounds to your wisdom and step into your psychic superpowers, make sure you pre-order either one of my decks or both of them because you get a 30-minute free oracle reading with me. If you live in Wellington region, it can be in person. If not, we can do it online on Zoom. I meet with people all over the world this way and I'd love to meet up with you. Just know that this pre-sale special is only for the pre-orders of the decks. Once the decks have come off the boat and they're in the shops and they're on Amazon, then I will not be offering this amazing opportunity to work with me one-on-one. So that is a huge, huge value. And if you buy both decks, what an investment that is, because they work really well together. In fact, I've been doing readings with them together and it's pure magic. So they really complement each other because you've got the wounds, the wisdom, and then you have the psychic superpowers, intuition, clairvoyant abilities, and they just really complement each other quite well. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. And if you want to know more, reach out to me and I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for listening to me share about my cards. I'm so excited about them. Look at how pretty they are. I'll just show you a couple more. Let me see. Which one do I want to show you? Oh, yes. This one is so pretty. I took this picture actually in Sweden, so it is my own photography. Of course, I did some effects on it to make it even more beautiful and little special effects there, but this is the Earth Temple. And I love this card so much. If you can see, oh, isn't that pretty? Just to point out, like this ring and these rings here, they and the rays that are coming, that was in the camera. Like I did some lighting touch-ups to it, but mainly this is the picture that I took in the forest of Sweden when we lived there. And so it's so beautiful. And this was my earth temple. I went to the forest every day and prayed and meditated and walked in the forest and it's such a magical card and so many of the cards have a meaning and a purpose and symbols and I am the architect of the art so I had a lot of fun putting my animals in there and there's some images of friends of mine in there, clients of mine are in there, and then I turned it, everyone into digital art. Let me see if I can find my dear friend Melinda Starr. And I'm in there. Look, there I am. I had a bit of fun with this. I'm like, Belinda Starr, do you want to be in my deck? She's like, yes, I'd love to. And this looks like my friend Renee. It's not actually Renee, but I made her to look like Renee. Oh yeah, there we go. There's Melinda Starr. Oh, she looks so beautiful. So that was fun to kind of bring in different elements, different people I know into creating the art. So I think you will love them. I know I do. And many blessings to each and every one of you. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day. And I so look forward to connecting with you and hopefully sending you one of my beautiful creations that come from my heart and my soul path purpose work. So much love. Mwah. Mwah.